Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video we will learn about the two types of immunity that is present in the body. First is the active immunity and second is the passive immunity. Active immunity is the type of immunity in which the body's own immune system is involved in the antibody production. This means that after we get exposed to an antigen, the body's immune system start developing antibodies against that antigen, and the immunity that is developed is the active immunity. But passive immunity is a type of is a type of immunity in which the body's immune system is not involved in the production of antibodies. This means that the antibodies either we get from generally this type of immunity, the antibodies are uh, received from the outside source. That is the passive immunity. Second difference is it takes time to develop. Active immunity is the immunity that takes time to develop. It, like passive immunity, it develops immediately. Third difference is generally it's long lasting, like chickenpox, or it may be short for a short period. That is diphtheria. Generally, this type of immunity is long lasting immunity, like chickenpox or some other disease like smallpox. But it can be also short lived, like diphtheria. But passive immunity is always short lived, like tetanus. Fourth difference is it's permanent and effective. The active immunity is permanent and effective as compared to passive immunity, which is always temporary. One more point that you should always remember while reading about the active immunity and passive immunity is that this type of immunity is of two types, natural and is artificial. Both the immunity, talking about active immunity is of natural type and artificial type, and passive immunity is also of two types, natural type and artificial type. So firstly, talking about active immunity. So active immunity, when it's natural, like naturally acquired active immunity, we have read about the two types of active immunity, that is naturally acquired active immunity Naturally acquired active immunity is the type of immunity which generally develops after we get exposed to an antigen from natural source. We does not get injected a type of antigen. Naturally we get exposed to the antigen. So this type of immunity is naturally acquired active immunity. Like examples can be smallpox, chickenpox, yellow fever. Then the second type of immunity is artificially developed, artificially acquired active immunity. Artificially acquired active immunity is the type of immunity like vaccine. It is a type of immunity that is developed through vaccine. In vaccination also we get the immune system is involved in the production of antibodies. In that what happens is we get weakened or inactivated antigen injected in our body, and in response to it antibodies produced in the body. So vaccination is a type of artificially acquired active immunity. Now talking about the passive immunity. Passive immunity, if we talk about naturally acquired passive immunity, naturally acquired passive immunity. Naturally acquired means naturally. This means, for example, that is in mother and a fetus. Example is, from mother the fetus receives so much antibodies through the placenta. And the second example is, when a child feeds on mother, means from the milk of the mother the child receives antibodies. So these are the two types of immunity in which the child gets naturally, but this type of immunity is passive because the child's immune system is not involved in the production of antibodies. The child receives antibodies artificially from mother, means, sorry, not artificially, naturally, but not involvement of its own immune system. So mother to fetus through placenta, or mother to fetus through breast milk. So in both the two cases, the child develops passive immunity, but naturally acquired passive immunity. One more type of the immunity is artificially acquired passive immunity. In this type of immunity is the immunity that the person gets antibodies from other sources of a person. Suppose we get a tetanus shot. Tetanus shot is very common example of artificially acquired passive immunity. In this, the body's own immune system is not involved in the production of antibodies. We get ready-made antibodies from some other source, some other animals in which the animal has encountered the antigen, and the animal body has developed antibodies against the antigen. So ready-made antibodies are inserted into the person body. So that is the example of artificially acquired passive immunity. So I hope you should have understood this topic very clearly. In generally active and passive immunity, this is the thing that you should remember, and that's all. Thank you.